This January, there's been anecdotal evidence. I think you folks have noticed it. I think, patrol has noticed it. Detectives have noticed it. We've all noticed that we've been very busy and that there have been many incidents of shots fired. We've had 4 homicides. We've had about a half a dozen other, I'll call them assaults for right now, shootings where people were shot at or hit that weren't fatal, but where detectives are working those cases. People are asking, are there more of them? Is this a trend? So we're trying to dig into that. Do we know if this is a bad month yet or not? Is it just a spike? Is it a trend? Only time will tell. We will only know that after we've put some distance between us and this month. Let's talk a little bit about what I mean by shooting for the purposes of today's discussion. What we did is we took all the data for this month, January 2015. We compared it to January 2014 and January 2013. Okay, I don't know what you can tell from comparing 3 one-month periods of time, because I'm not saying you could take 1 month's worth of data and extrapolate it and say the whole year is going to look like this. For the month of January, we had 31 of those occurrences. Up to date. Obviously, we didn't go to the end of the month. It goes the 1st of January to, what's today, the 28th?
Through the 28th.
Through the 28th. So it's compared to the 1st to the 28th of 2014 and the 1st to the 28th of 2013. So we had 31 of those. We had 12 of them in 2014, and we're going to give you these numbers. And we had 14 of them in 2013. So we went from 14 to 12 to 31. So this month is double, a little bit over double Januaries for the last 3 Januaries. Of the 31, 4 were homicides. You know about those. And approximately a half dozen of them, I don't know the exact number, but around 6 are other kinds of assaults where we actually have cases that we're working, assigned to detectives, and we're attempting to or have arrested folks in those cases. They seem to be drug-related, and that's kind of anecdotal, and that's really loose, and I can't nail that down better than that. But I can tell you this, of the 4 homicides this month, all of them are connected to drugs. All of them are connected to marijuana, as well as other drugs. You can make whatever you want out of that. The other half dozen that were not homicides, but that were working as assaults, one of them has to do with a mental illness situation. The other 5 or so, drugs and marijuana, every one of them. We know a lot of people in a lot of these cases, okay? I don't want to say in 100% of the cases do we know 100% of the people, but we know a lot of people in these cases, okay? Some are suspects, some have been arrested already, and we know who their associates are, and we know a lot about what they do and where they go, and we're going to dig into that, and we know how to do that kind of work, and we can put pressure on that part of society and we hope suppress some of this activity. You stop every suspicious person who's moving, you start serving warrants, you start contacting your known drug dealers in town, you start talking to people, you start making arrests, one thing leads to another, and we just need to get some people on that right now and beat these numbers back down.